Charming garden houses and unique landscapes, relaxing gardening ideas with beautiful plants. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this presentation about the enchanting world of garden houses and unique landscapes. Today, we will explore how thoughtful design, natural inspiration, and architectural creativity combine to form living spaces that are not just homes, but sanctuaries of peace, beauty, and harmony with nature. When we think about housing and lifestyle in the 21st century, one undeniable trend is the merging of architecture with the natural environment. People are no longer satisfied with concrete boxes separated from the outdoors. Instead, they are looking for homes that breathe, gardens that embrace, and landscapes that tell a story. This is where the idea of the charming garden house takes center stage. A garden house is not simply a building with a few plants around it. It is an entire philosophy of living that integrates the structure with the garden so closely that one cannot be imagined without the other. Garden houses vary in size, shape, and style, but they all share one thing in common. They bring people closer to nature. Whether it is a small cottage surrounded by flowering shrubs, a modern glass villa opening onto a landscaped courtyard, or a traditional home with a lush backyard filled with herbs and fruit trees, the essence of a garden house lies in its ability to blend indoor and outdoor living seamlessly. Why is this concept so appealing in our modern age? The answer lies in our collective longing for peace and simplicity. In urban environments, stress levels are rising, and lifestyles are becoming increasingly fast-paced. The idea of returning to a home where greenery surrounds you, where the sound of water trickling from a fountain calms your mind, and where every corner feels connected to the earth is deeply attractive. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about well-being. Studies consistently show that contact with nature reduces anxiety, improves mood, and even enhances productivity. Garden houses, therefore, are not only beautiful, they are good for our health. Unique landscapes play a vital role in this experience. While garden houses form the core, landscapes are the stage upon which these homes come to life. A unique landscape is not simply a patch of green lawn. It is a curated composition of elements, plants, water features, stones, pathways, lighting, and textures that together create a sense of place and character. Think of a Japanese rock garden with its meditative simplicity, or a Mediterranean courtyard filled with olive trees and terracotta pots, or a tropical paradise with palms and orchids. Each landscape tells a story, and when paired with a home, it transforms the everyday act of living into an artistic experience. Current trends in landscaping show a strong shift towards sustainability and personalization. Gone are the days when landscapes were rigid, uniform, and resource-intensive. People are now opting for designs that use native plants, require less water, and support local ecosystems. Vertical gardens are on the rise, especially in urban settings where space is limited. Green roofs, too, are becoming popular, turning once empty rooftops into lush sanctuaries. Lighting design is evolving as well, with smart systems that not only highlight architectural features but also conserve energy. Technology is also reshaping how we interact with our homes and gardens. Smart irrigation systems, automated shading, and eco-friendly energy solutions are no longer futuristic fantasies. Imagine a garden where sensors measure soil moisture and deliver exactly the right amount of water, or a patio where retractable roofs adjust according to the weather, or an entire home that generates its own energy through solar panels while maintaining a naturally cool environment thanks to clever landscaping. This is the harmony of technology and nature, a marriage that defines the modern era. In terms of style, garden houses and landscapes are incredibly versatile. Minimalist designs with clean lines and restrained plant palettes appeal to those who prefer modern elegance. On the other end of the spectrum, rustic styles with natural stone, wooden beams, and abundant flowers satisfy those who long for countryside charm. Bohemian and eclectic styles bring in color, pattern, and playfulness, while classical European-inspired gardens offer symmetry and grandeur. What unites them all is the underlying desire to create spaces that feel alive, welcoming, and reflective of personal taste. Another important trend is the rise of multifunctional outdoor spaces. A garden is no longer just for looking at, it is for living in. People are creating outdoor kitchens, dining areas, yoga decks, meditation corners, and even home offices within their gardens. The landscape becomes an extension of the house, and the house becomes an extension of the landscape. The boundaries dissolve, and the experience of home expands beyond four walls. Cultural influences also play a fascinating role in shaping garden house trends. In Asia, the tradition of feng shui continues to influence how spaces are arranged, focusing on balance, harmony, and energy flow. In Scandinavia, the concept of hygge, comfort and coziness, translates into warm garden houses with fire pits, wooden textures, and soft lighting. In the United States, the farm-to-table movement has inspired edible landscapes where vegetable gardens, fruit orchards, and herb patches are integrated into stylish designs. Globally, we see a convergence of ideas, creating a rich tapestry of possibilities. The emotional impact of such spaces cannot be overstated. A charming garden house surrounded by unique landscapes is more than just a property. It becomes a narrative of lifestyle, values, and identity. When visitors step into such a home, they immediately feel the personality of its inhabitants. Are they lovers of tranquility, with serene ponds and minimal decor? Are they adventurous spirits, with vibrant plants and bold architectural choices? Or are they community-oriented individuals, with large open spaces designed for gatherings and celebrations? The landscape speaks on behalf of the people who live there. The charm of garden houses and the allure of unique landscapes lie in their ability to reconnect us with nature, express individuality, and provide well-being in a world that is increasingly detached from the natural environment. As we continue this journey, we will look deeper into how specific design strategies, architectural elements, and lifestyle choices shape these beautiful living environments, setting the stage for future trends that redefine how we live with nature. Designing a garden house and its surrounding landscape is both an art and a science. It requires an understanding of architecture, horticulture, human psychology, and even environmental science. A successful design balances aesthetics with function, tradition with innovation, and comfort with sustainability. When these elements work together, they create a home that feels timeless, relevant, and deeply personal. One of the most important aspects of this design process is spatial flow. A garden house should not stand apart from its surroundings like an isolated object. Instead, it should dissolve into the environment. This is achieved through seamless transitions, large windows that frame views of the garden, sliding doors that open fully onto terraces, or shaded verandas that act as hybrid indoor-outdoor rooms. Pathways in the landscape are designed not only for movement, but also for experience. A winding stone path leading to a small seating area beneath a tree encourages reflection, while a straight wooden deck leading to a pool suggests energy and activity. The landscape, therefore, becomes a narrative of movement, guiding residents through moods and moments. Materials play a central role in this integration. Natural stone, reclaimed wood, bamboo, clay, and sustainable composites are popular choices that reflect both ecological responsibility and aesthetic warmth. The textures of these materials echo the natural environment, creating a sense of belonging. In contrast, sleek glass, polished steel, and concrete are often incorporated into modern garden houses, but even then, designers soften their presence with wood, water, and organic forms. The conversation between natural and industrial materials becomes a dynamic expression of modern living. Water is another element that has a profound impact. Whether it takes the form of a reflective pond, a cascading waterfall, or a simple bird bath, water introduces movement, sound, and life into the landscape. It symbolizes purity, refreshment, and calm. In hotter climates, it also provides cooling effects, creating microclimates that make outdoor living more comfortable. Designers are increasingly integrating water systems that recycle rainwater or capture gray water from households, merging beauty with responsibility. Lighting is equally transformative. During the day, natural sunlight interacts with foliage, creating shifting patterns of shadow and light that bring vitality to the space. At night, carefully positioned lighting extends the garden's usability and creates a new atmosphere. Soft glows along pathways, uplights that dramatize trees, and warm lamps that make patios feel inviting. With the advent of LED and solar-powered lights, landscapes can now be illuminated efficiently and sustainably. A major consideration in garden house design today is climate responsiveness. Architecture and landscaping are no longer just about form, they are about adaptation. In tropical regions, wide eaves, shaded courtyards, and cross-ventilation are essential for cooling. In colder climates, garden houses may feature greenhouses, insulated walls, or south-facing windows that maximize sunlight. Landscapes, too, adapt by selecting plant species resilient to local weather patterns, ensuring long-term sustainability and reduced maintenance costs. The role of plants extends far beyond decoration. Plants are the very soul of a garden house. They define character, set moods, and influence how spaces are perceived. Lush greenery creates a sense of abundance, while sparse planting emphasizes minimalism. Fragrant flowers bring sensory richness, and edible plants add both utility and beauty. The trend of edible landscaping has become particularly strong as homeowners discover the joy of harvesting fresh herbs, vegetables, and fruits right outside their doors. This not only promotes healthier living, but also strengthens the connection between humans and the cycles of nature. Another exciting development is the rise of biophilic design, which seeks to integrate nature into every aspect of architecture and lifestyle. It is not just about adding plants, but about designing spaces that evoke natural experiences. This can mean using organic shapes in furniture, incorporating natural ventilation systems, or creating green walls that bring the forest into the living room. Biophilic design has been shown to reduce stress, improve cognitive performance, and enhance creativity, benefits that are particularly valuable in the digital era where people spend so much time indoors. Cultural identity continues to shape garden house design. In Japanese tradition, the tea house in the garden represents a space for ritual, mindfulness, and simplicity. In Moroccan culture, courtyards filled with fountains and tiles reflect hospitality and artistry. In English design, the cottage garden bursting with flowers expresses romance and charm. In modern global practice, designers often blend these influences, creating hybrid spaces that are both rooted in tradition and adapted to contemporary lifestyles. This eclecticism ensures that garden houses remain fresh, diverse, and expressive. Technology, once seen as separate from nature, is now becoming an ally. Smart home systems allow residents to control garden lighting, irrigation, and temperature with a single device. Drones can monitor large landscapes, detecting plant health issues before they become visible. Augmented reality tools allow homeowners to preview how a design will look before construction begins. These advancements not only make garden living more convenient, but also enhance creativity, enabling people to push the boundaries of what is possible. Social dynamics are also influencing design. The global shift towards remote work has turned gardens into extensions of the workplace. Outdoor offices, shaded work pods, and Wi-Fi integrated terraces are now common features. Families, too, are seeking spaces that can accommodate gatherings, celebrations, and outdoor dining. The garden is no longer a secondary space, it is a stage for life itself. This multifunctional approach requires careful planning so that spaces feel adaptable yet coherent. Sustainability is no longer optional, it is fundamental. As climate change accelerates, garden houses must not only look beautiful, but also contribute positively to the environment. Designers are turning to passive cooling and heating systems, rainwater harvesting, composting, and renewable energy sources. Landscapes are being designed to support biodiversity, with native plants that attract bees, butterflies, and birds. Urban areas are particularly in need of green lungs, and garden houses with vertical greenery and rooftop gardens offer much-needed relief. The psychological dimension of garden houses cannot be overlooked. A well-designed garden house becomes a place of refuge, where one can escape the pressures of modern life. It offers moments of mindfulness, watching fish swim in a pond, smelling lavender on a summer evening, or sitting under a tree while reading. These experiences ground us, reminding us of our humanity in a world dominated by technology and speed. More than luxury, they are necessities for mental and emotional well-being. As lifestyles evolve, garden houses are also becoming symbols of identity. Owning a garden house says something about values, a respect for nature, a desire for balance, and a pursuit of beauty. For some, it represents sophistication. For others, simplicity. It can be a retreat for solitude or a hub for social connection. In every case, it reflects the character of its inhabitants more deeply than any conventional home could. The beauty of garden houses and unique landscapes lies in their adaptability. They are not confined to one geography, one culture, or one aesthetic. They can be tropical, temperate, or desert-oriented. They can be luxurious villas or humble cottages. They can be modernist experiments or traditional sanctuaries. This flexibility ensures that the concept will continue to evolve and remain relevant far into the future. The present moment is one of experimentation and expansion. Architects and landscape designers are pushing boundaries, homeowners are demanding personalization, and technology is offering new possibilities. Yet at the heart of it all remains a simple truth. People crave connection to nature, to themselves, and to each other. Garden houses and unique landscapes provide exactly that, weaving beauty, function, and meaning into the very fabric of daily life. Looking to the future, garden houses and unique landscapes will evolve into more than architectural styles or lifestyle choices. They will become solutions to some of the greatest challenges of modern society. As cities grow denser and the impacts of climate change become more severe, the integration of nature and architecture will be essential, not optional. Forward-thinking design will focus on resilience, adaptability, and inclusivity, ensuring that these spaces are accessible, sustainable, and inspiring for generations to come. One major direction for the future is the concept of regenerative design. Unlike sustainable design, which aims to reduce harm, regenerative design actively improves the environment. Garden houses of the future may include systems that clean air, purify water, and regenerate soil health. Landscapes will be designed to sequester carbon, provide habitats for endangered species, and support pollinators critical to global food systems. Rooftop gardens will not only provide vegetables but also reduce urban heat islands. Facades covered in greenery will help filter pollution, while underground water reservoirs integrated into landscapes will prevent flooding during heavy rains. These features will turn homes into small ecological engines, giving back more than they take. The rise of urbanization is another driver. With limited space, designers are challenged to think vertically and innovatively. Future garden houses may not always sprawl horizontally with expansive yards. Instead, they will climb upwards with layered terraces, green balconies, and rooftop forests. Apartment complexes may adopt shared garden spaces where residents can grow food together, fostering community bonds. Pocket parks and microgardens will appear between buildings, transforming concrete jungles into living ecosystems. These small interventions, multiplied across cities, will create powerful networks of greenery that improve quality of life. Technology will continue to merge seamlessly with nature. Artificial intelligence will monitor plant health, adjusting irrigation, nutrients, and light exposure to optimize growth. Homes will learn from their residents' habits, adjusting microclimates accordingly. For example, if a family prefers to dine outdoors in the evening, automated shading and misting systems can make the environment comfortable. Solar panels will be integrated aesthetically into roofs and facades, while energy stored in home batteries will power outdoor features such as fountains and lighting. Future garden houses may even connect into smart city grids, trading surplus energy with neighbors or sharing resources efficiently. Architecture will also evolve aesthetically. As younger generations embrace bold expression, we will see more experimental forms. Houses shaped like organic shells, landscapes designed as interactive sculptures, and hybrid spaces that blur the line between art installation and home. 3D printed structures using sustainable materials may allow customization on an unprecedented scale, making each garden house unique, not only in planting, but in form. Landscaping, too, will embrace creativity, with interactive water features, immersive light displays, and thematic gardens designed for storytelling and experience. The garden will become not just a place to look at or walk through, but an environment to immerse in fully. Cultural trends will continue to inspire. The growing mindfulness movement suggests that meditation gardens, labyrinths, and spaces for digital detox will be in demand. Health-conscious lifestyles will drive interest in gardens that support fitness and nutrition, such as edible landscapes, outdoor gyms, and therapeutic plantings like lavender and chamomile. Families will seek safe, playful spaces for children that blend fun with learning, such as sensory gardens where kids can engage with textures, scents, and sounds of nature. For the elderly, garden houses will provide accessibility through raised planters, smooth pathways, and shaded seating, ensuring inclusivity across generations. Climate resilience will be a dominant theme. As weather patterns become more extreme, garden houses will be designed to withstand storms, floods, heat waves, and droughts. Green roofs and permeable pavements will manage rainwater effectively. Drought-resistant plants will replace thirsty lawns in arid regions. Shaded courtyards and natural ventilation will reduce reliance on air conditioning. In coastal areas, elevated garden houses will adapt to rising sea levels, while in wildfire-prone zones, fire-resistant landscaping will provide safety buffers. These design choices will be essential to protect both people and ecosystems. Social interaction will also shape future trends. More homeowners will seek spaces that encourage connection, not isolation. Shared gardens in residential communities will become places for collaboration, urban farming, and cultural exchange. Public-private landscapes will blur boundaries, allowing residents to enjoy communal green areas while maintaining personal retreats. Outdoor dining, cultural events, and workshops will increasingly take place in landscaped environments, making gardens social hubs as well as private escapes. The narrative of luxury will also change. In the past, luxury meant size and exclusivity. In the future, it will mean sustainability, craftsmanship, and meaning. A luxurious garden house will not necessarily be a sprawling estate, but rather a carefully designed, efficient space where every element is intentional. Luxury will be defined by tranquility, connection with nature, and access to healthy living. Imagine a compact urban house with a vertical forest, natural cooling, a rooftop farm, and interiors flooded with daylight. That will be tomorrow's dream home. The emotional role of these spaces will grow even more significant. In a world dominated by digital technology and constant connectivity, garden houses and landscapes will provide grounding experiences that restore balance. The smell of rain on soil, the sound of rustling leaves, the sight of blooming flowers. These sensory encounters will become more precious as they contrast with the virtual lives we lead. Homes will no longer just be shelters. They will be sanctuaries for the soul. Finally, education and awareness will play a pivotal role in the spread of these ideas. As more people learn about ecology, sustainability, and wellness, demand for garden houses and unique landscapes will rise across all economic levels. Schools, businesses, and governments may adopt similar principles, creating green campuses, eco-parks, and sustainable public housing. This collective effort will ensure that the beauty and benefits of these spaces are not reserved for the privileged few, but shared widely across society. The future of garden houses and unique landscapes is therefore a story of transformation. It is a journey from luxury to necessity, from aesthetics to ecology, from private retreats to community assets. These homes and landscapes will not only reflect personal taste, but also global responsibility. They will remind us that architecture is not just about building walls, but about shaping environments that nurture life. And as we look ahead, one thing is certain: the most beautiful houses of tomorrow will not be those that dominate nature, but those that live in harmony with it.